You're genuinely kind and secure, not icy and frightening like her. Please protect me from her harm." These phrases, murmured by an 8-year-old lad amid Portland's elite power brokers, would dismantle a meticulously orchestrated betrothal and reveal a network of deceit extending to society's upper echelons. But let's rewind to the start of this remarkable night. The shimmering lights of Portland's Lux Empire Hotel illuminated the region's most prominent leaders assembled for what was meant to be a joyous declaration of ideal romance. Alex Reed, the 35-year-old head of Apex Tech Innovations, positioned himself next to his elegant intended, Victoria Hale, her 5-carat diamond ring sparkling under the constant glare of high society cameras recording their alliance. The grand hall hummed with the vitality unique to Portland's established wealth. Tech tycoons conversing with transport magnates, investment experts toasting with influential clans. This event transcended a mere betrothal announcement. It signified a fusion of two dominant lineages poised to transform the Northwest's commercial scene. Yet, youngsters perceive realities that grown-ups deliberately overlook. 8-year-old Ethan Reed tugged anxiously at his dad's fine silk cuff, his youthful complexion ashen with rising fear. 3 years had elapsed since his mom's passing from illness, and on this evening, encircled by unfamiliar faces toasting his father's joy, an overwhelming sense of wrongness loomed. As Victoria elegantly leaned in for the lenses, her painted lips brushing his brow in a deliberate display of parental warmth, her hushed words sliced like frost, "Grin for your father's promising path, young heir. We can't have any awkward mishaps spoiling this flawless occasion." Her polished fingers pressed into his arm. "Recall my advice on behaving properly?" The images depicted a seemingly affectionate family scene. But Ethan's gut warned of peril. This lady's contact felt frigid. Her grin was a rehearsed veneer that failed to touch her shrewd blue eyes. Beneath her allure lurked a menacing quality that knotted his belly in fright. Through the throng of lavish dresses and costly suits, he noticed rescue. Luna Harper, the 28-year-old local arts educator engaged to deliver refined keyboard entertainment. Her soft hazel gaze connected with his amid the upscale turmoil, and her tender demeanor beckoned like a guiding light piercing a fierce tempest. Her digits danced elegantly over the keys, performing Beethoven's Sonata No. 14, the tune his mother had sung during evening routines. The known harmony enveloped his anxious spirit like a shielding hug, affirming that compassion persisted. Abruptly, Ethan escaped Victoria's controlling hold and dashed to Luna, his tiny limbs encircling her midsection as sobs of solace cascaded down his face. The hall descended into astonished hush as his plea echoed distinctly. "You're genuinely kind and secure," he murmured, audible to those close by. "Not icy and frightening like her. Please protect me from her harm." The society lenses continued snapping wildly, but now they recorded a stark deviation from the intended tale. A burst of unfiltered honesty that would crumble fabricated falsehoods and alter 3 destinies eternally. What occurs when a young child discerns fraud that eludes every astute adult present? The following dawn delivered news that twisted Alex's insides. Tycoon's Heir favors arts educator over prospective stepmom, screamed across Portland's elite columns, paired with crushing images of Ethan holding Luna while Victoria remained rigid in communal shame. Alex occupied his executive suite 30 stories over central Portland, managing incessant inquiries from directors, funders, and emergency advisors. All voiced views on his child's unsuitable open eruption and its effects on Apex Tech's impending growth. The burden of anticipation weighed heavily. Apex Tech wasn't merely a tech venture. It aimed to overhaul artificial intelligence in medical fields, possibly preserving countless lives and yielding vast profits. Triumph hinged on projecting reliability that backers could rely upon. His nearest ally and corporate counselor, Daniel Ford, voiced what Portland's commercial circle pondered. "We require swift crisis mitigation, Alex," Daniel stated, easing into the plush seat opposite Alex's oak workstation. As one of Portland's top equity financiers, Daniel grasped how swiftly reputational harm could erase investor faith. Victoria's kin don't merely possess ties. They dominate the Pacific Northwest's economic framework. Heir Communications Group oversees data dissemination from Seattle to Eugene, and their funding branch backs numerous emerging enterprises in the area. Daniel inclined nearer with fervor. "You can't risk estranging the Heir dynasty now, not with the tech rollout next period and public offering talks accelerating. A single hint of unrest from them, and our supporters will bolt." Alex's expression hardened as he examined the press images, observing his child's authentic alarm against Victoria's rage. "My boy was clearly upset, Daniel. He was orphaned at 5. Perhaps he just sought solace in a chamber of outsiders. I fully comprehend, and it pains me for the child. But consider tactically. Victoria embodies all Apex Tech urgently requires. She finished top honors at Harvard's management program. Her network spans multiple regions, and she's refined for global executive meals and critical funding pitches." Daniel displayed charts on his device illustrating forecasts. "As for this arts educator matter, we could convert trouble into advantage. Employ her formally as Ethan's dedicated mentor. It could aid his adjustment to Victoria while portraying you as an attentive parent." That day, Alex found himself at Luna's humble Nob Hill residence, startled by his unease. When she opened the door in a plain beige top and faded denim, her innate allure hit him forcefully. No high-end attire or expert grooming, merely sincere kindness emanating from inside. "Mr. Reed," she uttered softly, her harmonious tone laced with weariness. "I deeply regret last evening. Ethan appeared so terrified, and I merely aimed to make him feel protected." "That's precisely my purpose here," Alex replied, his timbre gentler than planned. "I wish to engage you as his personal arts guide. He's battled immensely since his mother departed, and melodies were a cherished bond they held before disease claimed her." Luna scrutinized his features intently, detecting the immense sorrow he bore, not solely for his deceased spouse, but for the bewildered youngster navigating a realm growing more perilous. "Melodies can mend deeply," she responded, eventually moving aside to welcome him into her compact home. "Particularly for youths handling profound loss. When we forfeit a cherished one, tunes sometimes convey feelings words can't safely articulate." As she enthused about beats and accords, about how young minds cope with intricate pain via artistic outlets, Alex sensed a long-frozen part of him starting to melt. This extraordinary lady comprehended anguish and recovery in manners Victoria, despite her refined elegance and tactical benefits, never would. Beyond Luna, he saw her simple abode, pre-owned furnishings tenderly cared for, education debt papers orderly on a timber desk, Notation pages strewn over an aged vertical keyboard. All indicated a person who selected fervor over fortune, sincerity over progress. The disparity with Victoria's meticulously arranged opulence was profound. Occasionally, those who mend our profoundest scars are the ones we least anticipate requiring. In the ensuing weeks, Luna's influence initiated deep shifts in Alex's grand Lakeview estate. Thrice weekly, she'd arrive for Ethan's sessions, her unassuming sedan appearing misplaced among the premium cars in the rounded drive. Yet within the seldom utilized arts chamber, she forged enchantment, a haven where sentiments could be voiced securely via sound. The lad, who had withdrawn and worried since his mother's demise, started surfacing from his guard under Luna's tolerant direction. She avoided forcing advances or insisting on gains per false schedules, but merely offered room for organic mending. "Shut your eyes, dear," Luna would advise with nurturing softness, her palms leading Ethan's digits over the keys. "Don't focus on flawless execution. Just hear what tale this tune yearns to share with your soul." "It resembles Mother's tone when she was content," Ethan murmured in a pivotal moment, his voice heavy with poignant recall. "She hummed this at bedtime. She said melodies mirror true affection. They never vanish entirely, even absent the giver." Alex discovered himself pausing at the entrance during these meetings, supposedly reviewing messages, but truly observing Luna's wondrous effect. Her method differed markedly from others in Ethan's world. Rather than requiring rapid rebound, she allowed space for mourning beside delight. This diverged sharply from Victoria's mounting impatience that Ethan should advance beyond past fixation and adapt to fresh household norms. Meanwhile, Victoria diligently shaped her image as the perfect executive's partner. At the Portland Pediatric Center benefit meal, she posed kindly with young patients as cameras seized her innate parental traits. At the East Side Professional Women's Gala, she enchanted prospective backers with astute views on harmonizing demanding professions with vital home duties. "Alex's boy is adapting splendidly to our commitment," she informed Portland Lifestyle magazine's feature writer with rehearsed cordiality. "Youngsters are inherently tough when given suitable framework and steady direction from reliable grown-up examples." But beneath the polished exterior, perilous fissures emerged. The day she confronted Luna in Riverside Prep School's lot, her demeanor turned glacial. "We must set distinct career limits," Victoria stated frostily, trapping Luna by her vehicle. "Ethan must form suitable sentimental ties with me as his upcoming maternal figure, not grow overly reliant on transient aid from external helpers." Luna's reply stayed composed despite the evident menace. "I'm just his arts guide, Miss Hale. My sole focus is aiding his healthy grief processing." "Grief?" Victoria's chuckle was keen as a chill breeze. "He's 8. Kids recover fast from obstacles when not perpetually pampered by those fostering harmful fixation on old misfortunes." Her luxury bag closed decisively. "I advise concentrating solely on keyboard exercises and leaving intricate household dynamics to experts in child growth." That night, as Luna calmly assisted Ethan through box invention number 13, the piece his mother performed in their happiest times, the boy gazed up with grave eyes seeming overly mature. "Luna, do you believe my father is truly joyful with Miss Victoria?" The insightful query surprised her. "Why inquire that, dear?" "He grins differently when you're present. With Miss Victoria, His grins seem burdensome and weary, like they pain him. Ethan's palms halted on the board. Mother said real joy stems from your spirit singing openly, not from feigning perfection for others. The Summit Community Hub recital 3 days hence became a surprising pivot. Luna had welcomed Alex and Ethan to the regular showcase, aiming to enhance the boy's assurance in displaying his talents openly. She hadn't predicted its deep effect on his increasingly torn father. The Summit Community Hub diverged vastly from the elite spots Alex usually frequented. Here, senior East Asian newcomers sat with youthful lone parents, former educators beside laborers, all bonded by melody affection. The variety was stunning. Tongues blending in corridors, endurance tales swapped over baked treats, youths from various lands uniting via common harmonies. Luna had built something truly wondrous, a zone where financial rank and status paled against universal human bonds and creative voice. When Ethan ascended the modest platform, his limbs shaking as he neared the gifted vertical keyboard, the mixed crowd quieted respectfully. He commenced his mother's cherished cradle song, the harmony she'd crooned at story times and weekend meals. As the acquainted notes permeated the simple venue, his anxiety faded, supplanted by deep tranquility touching all attendees. Alex observed his son metamorphose utterly before him. For the initial time in 3 years, he beheld the assured, gleeful lad Ethan was pre-grief. But Luna's expression captivated him most. Her radiant beam of unbridled parental pride, joyful tears in her vivid eyes, guarding affection shining like heat from a nurtured flame. "That's my courageous, lovely lad," Luna whispered as the end notes waned, her tone's depth tightening Alex's chest with aching awareness. This exemplified true, boundless love, altruistic care, wholly altering. Post the touching display, groups mingled over shared dishes while kids frolicked amid seats. A senior Korean lady neared Alex deliberately. Ms. Kim had joined Luna's night sessions for 2 years, studying traditional works to commemorate her departed spouse's legacy. "Your boy has uncovered invaluable wealth in Ms. Luna," she declared sincerely, her inflected English warm with belief. "She imparts more than tonal sequences. She shows injured souls that delight and splendor persist post deepest grief." On the serene ride home, Ethan dozed in the rear, drained yet truly calm for months. Alex eyed his son's peaceful visage in the mirror often, then Luna beside him, sensing perilous reality rooting in his core, unready for vocal admission. The lady he'd hired as an educator had grown far dearer, the absent element to complete his shattered kin. When did upholding our outer facade eclipse mending inner hurts and valuing true bonds? The initial breach in Victoria's ideal mask surfaced on a drenched Wednesday morn when Alex returned home unannounced for vital tech files. Nearing his office, Victoria's tones seeped through the ajar door, piercing, scheming, mercilessly cold. "Cost is irrelevant, James. I demand thorough probe of Luna Harper's finances decade back, job records including problems, romantic ties, kin history, all." Her giggle was sharp and pitiless. "Every provincial arts tutor hides secrets. We must unearth them methodically and tip select outlets anonymously at optimal times for peak ruin." Alex stiffened in the passage, his veins chilling as Victoria proceeded with an evident expert in repute demolition. "The aim is clear, Obliterate her standing professionally and personally so rebound is unfeasible. Render it impossible for Alex to retain her near Ethan without seeming naive or involved. The child's bond grows troublesome for our future schemes. Her pitch lowered to a toxic hiss. If she won't vanish willingly after soft cautions, we'll supply persuasive motives to exit Portland wholly. When Victoria concluded the discussion, Alex withdrew quietly, his thoughts spinning with crushing insight. This wasn't the urbane social figure who enchanted executives and organized refined events. This was a far deadlier entity, a plotting hunter ready to ruin blameless existences to safeguard her engineered role. That day unleashed the first ruinous surge of a thorough repute attack. Portland's key rumor site, Rose City Rumors, issued a scorching piece titled, "Art's Tutor's Fortune Hunting Scheme. Is Luna Harper exploiting Tycoon's mourning heir for profit?" The write-up masterfully wrecked characters, crafted to demolish without legal breach. It outlined Luna's humble origins, her hefty education debts, and her abrupt entry into Portland's elite spheres. Unnamed informants depicted her as a sly climber who intentionally exploited a susceptible youth's lingering sorrow and intruded into a rich clan's private agony for self-gain. The attached photos narrated a damning visual: Luna accessing Alex's estate for classes, eating at posh eateries post-intense meetings, guiding kids at the Hub event. Each harmless exchange distorted to imply schemed assent over duties or real empathy. Soon, the invented tale spread online like a virus. Guardians at Ethan's elite academy murmured about the predatory tutor. Apex tech directors initiated urgent talks on Alex's flawed discernment and dubious choices impacting firm steadiness. The Hub fielded furious demands for Luna's swift dismissal. Alex located Luna that night in the Hub's primary practice space, solitary on the keyboard seat, her palms idle in her lap. Her typical lively glow had vanished, swapped for drained void that broke his spirit. "Luna, hear me. These are fabrications, all of them. I know who masterminded this assault, and I vow I'll." She raised her gaze gradually with a mournful, tired grin. "Will you? From my view, the proof seems persuasive to any logical viewer. Impoverished struggling tutor abruptly intimate with affluent tycoon, bonding with his fragile heir." Her voice held firm amid evident ache. "Perhaps they're correct. Maybe I should have kept stricter lines initially." "Never utter that. Ethan requires you vitally." "I require—" He halted suddenly. "The phrase is too risky to say. You must shield Apex Tech, your image, backer trust in your guidance." "I grasp that duty, Alex." Luna rose with poised grace, collecting her notation with shaky palms. "I'll conclude this week with Ethan. Aid his shift to another, more fitting for your status." "Luna, hold on." But she headed for the exit with poignant poise, back erect despite bearing communal disgrace's load. At the threshold, she stopped sans turning. "For the record, Alex, my sentiments for Ethan were utterly sincere. Each joy instant, each advance, each minor win. All authentic." Her voice faltered. "My feelings for you were authentic too, though I know it muddles all hopelessly." That interminable evening, Alex remained in his office till sunrise over Portland's horizon, screen aglow with myriad online entries, articles, and debates dissecting Luna's evident scheming plot with zeal of those targeting frustrations. The story gained vicious speed, feeding on suppositions and partial facts till they became reality. His device alerted with Victoria's message. Noted the sad report on your tutor. Pity when folks abuse weak spots, but maybe it's beneficial ultimately. Ethan needs constancy and apt direction, not one manipulating his feelings. Let's plan his new guide over supper tomorrow. I have prime suggestions. For the first time in weeks, Alex perceived the scenario with stark lucidity. The timing too handy. The narrative too ideally built to wreck Luna while elevating Victoria as sensible choice. His betrothed hadn't discovered this. She engineered each ruinous aspect with expert accuracy. The awareness struck like a strike. He'd fixated on guarding his firm's persona, sustaining backer trust, upholding status, failing to defend those vital, his hurt heir, Luna, their delicate recovery. As if evoked by his tormented reflections, Ethan emerged at the entry in tiny animal sleepwear, eyes swollen from tears. Father, why do folks say awful stuff about Luna? Schoolmates claimed she's faking liking me for your wealth. But that's false, right? She liked me right away before knowing we're rich. Childhood's plain reason sliced through adult delusions like a knife through fabric. Ethan was correct. Luna bonded at the betrothal event pre-knowing their affluence or rank. Her kindness instant, natural, fully genuine. No, child. Not true whatsoever. Then why not mend it now? Mother said when a loved one hurts from lies, you aid their comfort and reveal the actual truth. Ethan clambered onto his dad's lap with utter faith. Don't you love Luna like I do? At times, a youth's bold candor reveals truths we've feared confronting in our souls. Next morn, an unforeseen guest reached Luna's modest Nob Hill dwelling. Evelyn Brooks, a respected woman of African descent in her mid-60s, with gray-highlighted locks and the stance of a victor in myriad fights, stood assuredly at Luna's door, holding a work case and fierce resolve. Ms. Harper, I'm Evelyn Brooks, operating a niche emergency advisory firm solely for repute restoration of women hit by organized defamation. I've tracked your plight closely, and I aim to assist your counter against this injustice. Luna, in her robe after another restless night, pondered if her vocation and Portland life were ruined. Her eyes rimmed red with fatigue and hopelessness. I value the proposal, Ms. Brooks, but I can't fund expert advice. And perhaps it's wiser for all if I fade quietly before more ruin. Might I enter? You'll find my discoveries enlightening, and my aid here is gratis. Over robust brew in Luna's tiny kitchen, Evelyn systematically unveiled her initial results with a veteran reporter's accuracy, having exposed graft and protected innocence for years. I've examined your case since the piece emerged yesterday, and key parts don't align. The schedule is dubiously apartment. The hidden sources too ideally placed, details picked for utmost harm. This shows traits of an expertly planned, financed defamation drive. Even if accurate, does it alter much? Harms inflicted. My name's wrecked. All except I'm as described. Evelyn grinned with assurance from decades battling mighty foes and triumphing. Dear, I've safeguarded women's names and revived their paths longer than your lifespan. I've witnessed committed educators ruined by spiteful admin politics, upright caregivers targeted by envious peers, devoted moms shredded in acrid disputes. They shared a sad trait, yielding power too soon over strategic resistance. She unveiled her case precisely, drawing a hefty dossier of papers, images, and fiscal logs. Now, care to learn who truly owns Rose City Rumors? Not an autonomous rumor page as stated, it's a veiled branch of Hale Communications Group, Victoria Hale's Kin's core enterprise. Quite handy for such a crushing reveal, yes. Luna's mug paused mid-lift as ramifications struck. You imply Victoria deliberately engineered this whole uproar? Not implying, showing proven links that funds, editorial calls, and spread tactics trace to her kin's media giant. But beyond proving culpability, I provide tools and tactics to expose it openly and fully reclaim your name. Music. Evelyn leaned in focused. The query is, will you battle valiantly for your name, career, survival, and the youth who cherishes and needs you? Before Luna replied, her device rang pressingly. The ID showed Riverside Prep School, her heart tightening with parental concern. Ms. Harper, Principal Anderson from Riverside Prep. Ethan Reed has demanded to meet you since arrival. He's deeply upset over recent coverage and won't join lessons till speaking with you. Is he injured? Secure? Physically fine, but emotionally. He's sobbed sporadically since drop-off at 7:30. He insists all lie about you and wants to proclaim truth to stop cruelty to Luna. Multiple guardians complained of disturbance, and we're unsure on proper handling. Luna shut her eyes firm, sensing the immense ethical dilemma. Avoid Ethan for self-shield from more scandal or hazard added defamation by soothing a distressed youth needing her. Evelyn read her pained look, reaching over to clasp her quivering hand with steady comfort. Occasionally, moral right means enduring major personal blows. But that dear boy sees your true self, heart, love, essence. Soon, others will too, if you dare fight for facts. An hour on, Luna traversed Riverside Prep's glossy corridors, assuming last time. Hostile mutters trailed like poison. Wealthy parents shielding kids, instructors avoiding eyes, staff whispering judgmentally. She located Ethan as anticipated, solo in the school's art space, slumped at the grand keyboard where they'd shared joyful advances. His tiny frame quaked with muted cries, and spotting her, he hurled into her embrace with frantic ease. Luna, I'll say horrid things about you, but I know lies. You're not stealing Father's cash or duping us. You restored my melodies. Helped recall Mother without constant fear and sorrow. Through the transparent walls, Luna saw guardians assembling outside. Some gesturing blame, others snapping photos for online share. The uproar would escalate, but viewing Ethan's tear-marked face, self-protection ceased mattering. Hear closely, dear. Sometimes grown-ups confuse and speak untruths from fear, ire, or guarding perceived vitals. But key is you know our bond's real. The tunes we exchanged, your renewed smiles, our joint healing, all purely true and lovely. But you'll leave eternally, like Mother when ill. The aching parallel shattered Luna's core. Not like Mother, Ethan. She battled to remain longest possible. I'm urged to withdraw to spare you undeserved gossip and pain. What if I reject that shield? What if I wish to declare your true goodness and kindness? Before Luna answered, the door swung authoritatively, showing Alex with weary, resolute features. Behind, Principal Anderson and, astonishingly, Evelyn Brooks, who trailed strategically. Father! Ethan rushed to him hopefully. Inform them Luna's good. Say she brings us joy and teaches loving anew. Alex knelt to Ethan's height, placing tender, firm hands on quaking shoulders. Ethan grasped something key. Sometimes adults commit grave, ruinous errors from fear of shift or loss of seeming essentials. I committed such a disaster. He rose gradually, eyes locking Luna's across the charged space with bare fragility unseen before. I permitted dread and societal force to rule choices over affection and ethical fact. Let outsiders' views and commerce matter over shielding one, healing my kin and teaching my heir trust anew. The space hushed deeply, save remote school noises elsewhere. Evelyn advanced authoritatively, case battle ready. May I interject? She told Principal Anderson commandingly. I hold full records clarifying this fabricated ordeal for all. In the vital next 10 minutes, Evelyn disclosed her bombshell-proof prosecutor-like fiscal traces of Heir Communications payments to probe outfits, message threads between Victoria and rumor sites editors on plans and schedules, even taped calls Evelyn's crew legally acquired, catching Victoria directing Luna's defamation and fallback schemes. The evidence irrefutable and undeniable. Luna Harper wasn't a scheming fortune seeker exploiting a grieving clan. She was the blameless victim of a complex, funded defamation plot crafted and backed by a lady viewing her as threat to plotted social financial rise. When fact emerges from deceit's gloom, it enlightens all presumed understandings of surrounding folk. The Apex Tech yearly festivity pulsed grandly at the Portland Culture Institute when Alex Reed mounted the central platform with unmatched bravery. His heir Ethan beside like a youthful fighter primed for clash. The lad gripped folded notation that would redirect multiple paths ere this sparkling night ended dramatically. The Institute's lofty transparent dome gleamed with myriad crystals bouncing off wine stems held by Portland's key influencers. Tech leaders mixed with funders. Ruling families chatted with trade barons. The atmosphere crackled with power when vast wealth and sway converged. The night started as typical firm revelry, graceful chatter, tactical links, stage talks. But Alex's intimates noted his altered bearing. Absent the sleek leader weighing words for impact. Presented dad choosing bonds over deals, fact over trades. Evening, honored peers, respected directors, dear allies, Alex commenced, voice resounding in the sound-perfect area. Months back, I addressed many here proudly to declare my commitment to Victoria Heir. Tonight, I address a tougher yet vastly vital task. Tackle harmful presumptions made, vicious untruths propagated, and essential ethical facts needing prompt recognition. The Assembly's vibe shifted noticeably. Talks halted as Portland's commerce chiefs sensed something extraordinary brewing. This transcended routine firm address on outputs and growth. It was intimate, raw, potentially volatile. Victoria perched stiff at the prime table in her exquisite attire. Her trained social grin icing into Dread's mask as she grasped the unfolding. Her color faded as consequences clarified. She'd anticipated a loving twist, maybe wedding or trip reveal. Instead, witnessing her built world's demolition amid Portland's elite. Beside her, Daniel Ford fidgeted in his custom suit. He'd urged hours prior to avoid this open clash, but Alex's ethical firmness proved immovable. Consider director's response, Daniel begged. Stock value, backer faith. But Alex eyed him piercing corporate veils to basics. Though my dear heir lost his beloved mother at 5, Alex proceeded, voice strengthening. In the 3 crushing years post-tragedy, he grappled deeply with sorrow, faith, belief in affection's return sans abandonment dread. Half a year passed, an exceptional local arts educator named Luna Harper joined our realm not via scheme or plot, but pure empathy. When my heir most needed safeguard, he paused, words echoing amid Portland's mighty silence profound. Devices emerged discreetly as attendees realized witnessing historic shift. She didn't chase our kin for gain, rise, or wealth. She merely gifted my hurt heir Melody's cure. Via that selfless offering, she aided his rediscovery of delight, faith, affection. While I obsessed with image guard and status keep, she quietly rebuilt my child's goodness belief. Worried buzzes waved through the chic crowd like ripples on stirred water. Many influencers read viral posts, judged Luna harshly on crafted lies, discussed at gatherings and meetings. Now hearing Alex's fervent defense, some queried accepted truths. 3 weeks back, Alex's tone stiffened with just fury, unsettling directors. Someone initiated a methodical, funded drive to wreck Ms. Harper's name and work. They hired probes, seeded false tales and owned media, twisted her empathy and cure into made-up proof of schemed abuse. His stare hit Victoria at the table, making her recoil. That someone sits here tonight, in fine dress and grin hiding a soul able to ruin innocence for self-rise. Victoria stood suddenly, her glass shaking in groomed grip, poise cracking under strain. Her frantic scheming evident as isolation dawned. Alex, this is utterly improper and unprofessional. This should celebrate our commitment, not stage for groundless, damaging claims harming our images and years of bonds. Our commitment is ended forever, Victoria. The statement thundered into hush, shocking waves through talks in the lavish area. Phones appeared as folk texted madly, seeing the decade's social spectacle. 2 mighty Portland clans union dissolving spectacularly. Ethan advanced with dignity beyond his years, unfolding his notation. His mother's cherished cradle song, the family's healing hymn. The once whisper-shy lad now held Portland's powerful focus with quiet valor humbling adults. Ms. Victoria warned if I didn't cease mentioning Luna and her help, she'd ensure father's firm ruined and he'd forfeit all built. Ethan declared, voice reaching every nook with crushing candor. She forced choice between Luna Guard and father's safety from business loss. She demanded I stop mourning mother as it shamed her socially. The youth's terms lingered as verdict, ensuing silence holy and deep. Several ladies teared, noting valor for young to truth power in daunting venue. But Luna taught key on melodies and existence. Ethan went on, assurance building in truth speak. She showed tunes beautify only when all genuine. One false part wrecks whole piece. He eyed Victoria with child starkness. Ms. Victoria is the false wrecking our kin's tune. She aimed to erase mother, but Luna aided recall affection endures post-death. Victoria's kept veneer shattered under exposure and child's bare fact. This is absurd and libelous. I won't endure public shame from child's twisted dreams. She pivoted desperately to elite crowd, voice pitching in panic at aloneness. You know me. My kin's spotless name. Will you trust some scheming tutor's ploy over decades' trust? Music. Will trust full proven records. Evelyn Brooks cut in authoritatively, advancing with case-like court approach. Her aura demanded respect. A decades fighter for justice, never losing vital cases. Over minutes, she unveiled irrefutable proof of Victoria's ruin plot with corruption exposure accuracy. Fiscal shows of hail payments to probes. Message chains between Victoria and rumor editors on plans, times, goals. Tape talks legally got by Evelyn's team, Victoria directing defamation and backups. The space burst in gasps, angry whispers, phone snaps. Directors doubting Alex grasped horror. Society leaders embracing Victoria realized manipulation. Daniel Ford, despite prior qualms, rose applauding with true admiration, grasping friends on her path. As guards quietly escorted shamed, humiliated Victoria out, lenses catching her fall. Alex faced peers, staff, allies with full openness and rare candor. I failed horribly to shield one healing my shattered kin as I favored looks over authenticity, image over decency. My voice broke emotionally. I let commerce and pressure outweigh defending an innocent, teaching my heir love and faith anew. That failure stops tonight forever. He drew resignation notes steadily and read. Immediately, I resign as head of Apex Tech Innovations. My outstanding operations chief, Emily Wong, takes full command while I commit wholly to founding Apex Harmony Foundation, a charity for melody therapy and trauma aid for youths and kins facing loss, harm, healing. The assembly gasped at this bold declare. Top leaders don't ditch thriving firms for charities. It meant career end in cutthroat realm. Some think I've gone mad, Alex continued peacefully. You may be right, but my heir showed dishonest tones ruin life's harmony. I've played false too long, time for true voice. As festivity chaoticized, reporters calling, directors urgent meets, society reassessing. Alex and Ethan slipped from uproar. They found Luna awaiting in Institute's calm art yard with Evelyn Brooks, both viewing night's drama via vast glass. When Ethan dashed to her arms open, Luna knelt enveloping him in wound healing, new start promise hug. Did we mend our kin's tune, Luna? All honest and lovely now. Luna eyed over Ethan's head to Alex's, seeing fatigue, relief, hope-love blend. Yes, brave lad, she whispered to his locks. We're on right harmony. Sometimes forfeiting presumed needs is sole way to find true treasures. One altering year on, Apex Harmony Foundation filled a revamped storage in Portland's waterfront area. Walls vibrant with cure sounds and youth's gleeful laughs rediscovering hope. The area hummed activity, youths losing parents, surviving mishaps, fleeing hard spots, enduring pain found refuge in spaces of tools, crafts, adults knowing recovery's daily hope choice. The foundation transcended vision, becoming acclaimed excellence hub drawing mind experts, trauma pros, families northwest-wide and further. Luna stood in main practice hall, wedding band catching day light guiding 12-year-old Sophia, silent 8 months post-father's mishap witness. Melodies her voice when words impossible, today breakthrough undreamed. Sense beat matching your pulse, Luna urged gently, hands leading Sophia's digits on keys. Let tune bear unspeakable feelings. No rush, no schedule, healing at your rhythm. First since program, Sophia hummed softly with music. Voice whisper, tentative hope-filled. Tears down Luna's face at resilience wonder. Via view pain, Alex watched wife weave quiet wonder on hurt youths, heart-swelling thanks for path here. Wife, still wondrous new, wed 6 months prior in close, deep right at original hub where love started, ringed by youths and kins as chosen family. The union all-victorious spectacle wasn't. Sincere, joyful, love-focused over image. Emily Wong keyed, hub youths sang, no society lenses. Instead, Evelyn Brooks captured warmly as kin friend, true joy moments over poses. Ethan, 9 now radiating once unthinkable assurance, burst in with pack and news sparking smiles. Luna, guess amazing class event? His thrill contagious, filling with pure youth joy. She pivoted from keyboard, face glowing maternal warmth. Share all brave lad. Ms. Thompson asked me kindergarten aid teacher as I have great instinct and skill helping scared youths feel safe via melodies. Ethan proud. She told head I know aiding fearful kids brave through beat and tune, like you for me when heart broke. Luna's eyes joy teared, from seeing spirits soar and purpose in healing. Wonderful dear. Your mother'd be so proud of your kind young man. I know, Ethan said, confidence of youth holding love loss in mended heart. I sense her in her fave tunes we play as kin. She'd be glad we found you to wholeness. Evening post close, last youth with thankful parents, trio sat in Luna's space sharing Asian food, plotting next month's growth. Wall student art, notes blooming flowers, kins hand-holding under arcs, youths grinning by Hope Castle keyboards. Hospital trauma aid wants 12 more kin referrals, Alex reported, pleased with mail. Specific joint sessions parents youths in therapy. Luna nodded wisely, experience guiding. Melodies craft safest vulnerability space sans judgment. When parents youths tackle same tools, learn complex tunes, they recall healing's team support through tough parts. Like our kin, Ethan added casually, homework focused but wise from change. All broken differently. Father from mother loss and love fear. Me from mother miss and stayed out, Luna from mean repute harm. But melodies fit us like puzzle to lovely image. Foundation outgrew dreams, Hope Beacon National noted. Daniel Ford, now board proud with Portland leaders inspired by Alex's valor, marveled friends shift. You ditched multi-million tech realm for donation grant charity with galas. Daniel said last week, amazed. Yet you seem most content, happy, peaceful in choices. True indeed. Man wants success measuring via stocks, approvals, status now joyed in small wins. Foster youth full tune sans tears, widower lullabying daughter, siblings harmony post-grief strife. Something key to discuss, Luna said post-meal excited. Evelyn Brooks called. She's with filmmaker wanting our tale, not scandal, but healing work, can rebuild from trauma loss. Ethan interested, eyes sparkling. TV for all? More. Chance show broken kins healing possible, trauma not defining joy capacity. Alex took Luna's hand, fingers linking in silent partner trust commit. Your true sense? Ready for public journey? Wholeheartedly, Luna said, eyeing husband stepson with love purpose hope. If our tale aids one kin from dark to light, yes, ready to heart open world. Walking home in Portland's soft eve air, Ethan ahead leaf chasing, parents strolling content. Luna pondered extraordinary path to peace. 2 years prior, struggling tutor paycheck alone with students' dreams. Now part of greater, family built on daily love choice despite fear, trust despite betrays, mutual choice through challenges. Finest harmonies aren't flawless technically.